Well, we have just finished Season 1 of the regular season, guys. We have done it, and luckily no one died. That we know of, at least. There's a small chance, but either way, guys, we have made it through Season 1, and now we are going into the off-season. So, what does that specifically mean for you? Well, the top 28 are officially locked in, and that's going to be super exciting to be able to see. So, who made it in the final tournament without having to go into the Last Chance Qualifier? Who's going to still be needing to compete in the Last Chance Qualifier, as well as more information that you guys might need and revolving around that kind of information? Well, let's go ahead and take a look. So with that being said, guys, we actually had a pretty competitive season, which is just absolutely awesome to be able to see. Now, with that being said, too, with everyone who is in this league, we have some pretty amazing things. Now, first and foremost, let's go ahead and congratulate an SG Stevens at being first in this league. This guy had a ton of matches that he was able to play, only more so, I think Solo Falcon was the one that played the most in this league at 14, and even so, he's in second place with that as well. So, SG Stevens been playing some pretty competitive games, an 85% win rate, which is just absolutely incredible to be able to maintain. Now, I mean, with that being said, he had an ELO of 1318 in that case, with Solo Falcon being right below that at 1304. Now, Solo Falcon in particular as well has had a pretty great track record. One, for example, he's one of the players that does play multiple different decks every single week. We have a couple who do that. I know we have Hole in the Earth and a few others. If I forget if you did play that, sorry. But there's a couple players who play a different deck every single week. Solo Falcon is one of those players. And so it's really interesting to see what he's going to play. Also, it's going to be interesting to see what he actually plays in the final tournament as well. Now, with that being said, he had a 79% win rate, but he actually ended up beating a few people who were undefeated, namely King Louie and Hooded Biscuit, giving both of them their first losses in this season. So pretty incredible. Gabe Golfer, I got to give a big shout out to. Same with Hellboy J. Both those players newer to the league, necessarily didn't play as many, but they played at least the 5 minimum to be able to qualify for the top 28, and both went undefeated. Now, King Louie, pretty much the force to be reckoned with, the longest win streak of 6 matches without even losing a game. That's going to be something that's going to be very difficult to be able to even make an impact with. Now, Malferon, I gotta say, really awesome job in case he normally plays Sapphire Steel, which, a lot of people consider, especially in this meta, not to be a tier 1 deck. And he ended up making it into 7th place, playing 10 matches and winning 8 of those 10. Just an absolutely incredible feat by him. There's also one other player I know of that's in the top that also plays Sapphire Steel. I just forget their name at the time. This is me recalling everything from memory. Now, we've had a lot of really big players that have come in and, joined this league as of recently as well. So it's just really cool to see how far we have grown. We've lost about 4 people, or we've lost, 4 people throughout the season. We at one point did have 63 competitors. And right now we have 56 total, not counting myself. I did have to remove myself from the leaderboard. I finished in 6th in that case, just below King Louie, or 7th, in that case. And so, of course, great job there. And all in all, though, guys, this is going to be how the seeding is looking. Now, we are going to be going over to this kind of loadout here as well. May Legend is going to be, of course, in the 29 seed spot, was not able to qualify for the Last Stand tournament, the final stand tournament in that case, because they only did play 2 games. Now, if that is the case, not a big deal. They are still going to be, of course, able to compete in this Last Chance Qualifier. So there's going to be a couple of things to remember as we go through this Last Chance Qualifier as well. First and foremost, if you guys are wanting to sign up for the Last Chance Qualifier, here is the form, and it is going to be linked in the Discord down below. Big thing to remember about this as well is, of course, if you are going to be competing in the Last Chance Qualifier this Sunday, March 2nd at 10 a.m. Eastern, then you also need to be able and willing, in case you qualify, to be able to play in the Final Stand tournament on the following Sunday, which is going to be March 9th at 10 a.m. Eastern as well. So if you do sign up, just keep that in mind and try your best to be able to make the Sunday tournament as well. I get that life happens. Keep in mind also, guys, that we might even be going up to the top 8 in this case, because there's a good chance that the top 28 that are automatically qualified in the Final Stand tournament might not actually be able to make that tournament. And if that is the case, then those who, of course, qualify in that will be able to be bumped up in that case. Even so, even with life happening, there is going to probably be a small chance that the top players of the tournament, for example, are going to be given a bye in that case, just because, we might not have all the players that are able to make it, of course. The last day that you can sign up for the Last Chance Qualifier is going to be March 1st, aka Saturday. We are going to be generating then at that point the brackets so that we'll know exactly who you are going to be going against. Remember that this is going to be a single elimination best of 3 format, and deck lists must be submitted. Now, of course, this is going to be a closed deck list. What that's necessarily going to mean is that you are going to be submitting deck lists to me. What that also is going to mean is that when you report your deck or your matches during the tournament, you are also going to be messaging me directly, and it's going to be, for example, your name, the deck color that you used, wins versus their name and the deck colors that they used. That way we're at least able to know exactly what deck colors that you were able to use, but you message me that specifically. Don't make it public, because otherwise we don't necessarily want people to know in this case. Now, with that being said, we of course are still going to be live casting the entire match. That is also why those who are live casted are going to be randomized, not just, oh, by the way, the top match is happening, so therefore the top match is going to be casted. No. Of course, that is going to be more so the case towards the end of the tournament, but still, that's just how it is. So just keep in mind with that, we're going to be trying to keep deck lists and everything as closed as possible. But at the same time, of course, with the live cast happening throughout the entire day, that's just going to be how it is. At the same time, it is going to be 5 rounds with 28 competitors. The top 4, of course, in that case, are going to be able to, get a round 1 bye in that case, and those anywhere under that are going to be, of course, competing. And then after that, of course, 4 rounds are going to be playing. Now, again, if you do make the top 8 in that case, you are still going to be playing for position, so don't feel like you just have a throwaway game. Oh, I'm in 8th place, that's not necessarily going to mean anything. No, it very well could mean a lot for you, and there's a lot of things that you are going to be able to do with that. So keep those things in mind as you go throughout this tournament. Other than that, guys, the biggest thing that you're going to need to remember too is that we are starting at 10 a.m. Eastern tentatively, just because if you happen to not be able to make it, in that case, we don't want to have everyone else waiting for a very long time in that case. And so we also don't want it to be a super long all-day kind of tournament. So the Final Stand tournament as well on the subsequential following Sunday is also going to be 5 rounds as well. So, this very well could be a pretty quick day. We're hoping for only a couple of hours to be able to finish this tournament. With that being said, too, remember that if you are 15 minutes late to a match game, it is an automatic game 1 lost. If you are 20 minutes late, it is an automatic forfeit. This is also to ensure that this is going to be moving as smoothly as possible. So you need to be able to keep that in mind and try to plan accordingly. Feel free to hop on 15 minutes before, test the webcam on Pixelborn. If you do need to hop over to Discord, you are more than welcome to do so as well. If you also spend 10 minutes and Pixelborn just isn't connecting very well or whatnot, we have a ton of matches down below that you will then be able to match rooms that you can then go ahead and connect in that case. So, if you just so happen to not show up, that's going to probably be the quickest way for you to forfeit, because if you have technical difficulties, we do have backups in place so that you are able to still have the most successful chance of being able to play your game with the best time allotted. At the same time, keep in mind that every match is going to need to be able to be spectated in that case. And so that way, if I do end up casting your match and it does end up going pretty quick, then we're probably going to be hopping over to another competitor's screen as they complete their match as well to continue commentating and things like that. Of course, keep in mind that I am going to be creating, breaks and things of that nature as well for myself so that I can update the leaderboard as matches are reported. It necessarily won't take very long, but there might be one or two be right back kind of things in that case, just so we can get things going. Keep in mind also that we, for both tournaments, are going to be having judges on standby as well as a judge channel to where if there's any ruling questions that need to be stated, you are going to be able to do so. The judges also will be able to jump into the channel in question. So if you guys are hopping into a Discord, for example, they'll be able to hop into the Discord and be able to give you a feedback and things of that nature to be able to talk about what the ruling is going to be. Keep in mind also that you are able, if you do not like the necessary ruling or if you want double clarification, you can always ask for a second opinion. And once that second opinion is given, if it is the same or different, then that is going to be the final say of that ruling, and the game will then continue as the ruling has been described. So, does that necessarily mean that rulings can still be made incorrectly? Yes, but we are human, and keep in mind that we are going to be trying to keep this as time regulated and time allotted as possible so that you guys can get on with your lives. So, it's going to be pretty exciting to see what's going on. And again, if you guys have any questions or concerns, feel free to let me know with that. Now, this is going to be actually a pretty exciting time. And I mean, we've had a lot of really great competitors. And so with this last chance tournament, be sure that you are signing up. I'm going to be trying to post multiple reminders that if you haven't signed up, please be sure to do so for this last chance tournament. We are also going to be making sure that you are signing up for the final stand tournament as well when that happens. So if you happen to be watching this video and you are already qualified for the final stand tournament after this Sunday, then there will also be a follow-up link for the final stand tournament so that we know who can and can't make it in that case, so that we can plan accordingly and make everything go as smoothly as possible. So it's going to be a really exciting time, and I'm excited to see how everything is going to go. If you do have any questions or concerns, please be sure to let me know. Slide me a DM. I am happy to go ahead and answer any and all questions that you guys might have in that case. If there is anything else that you guys want to say or suggest as well, we also have the league suggestion. Season 2 is going to be starting March 17th with the new set being legal on March 24th, aka week 2 of Season 2. So there's a lot of things to look forward to with that, guys, and a lot of exciting things that are coming our way. So with that being said, guys, good luck this weekend. I'm excited to see what's going on. It's going to be a long day of casting with a lot of very exciting things. But with that being said, guys, have a good one.